Karmelo Anthony indicted on murder charges and fatal stabbing at Frisco track meet. Collin County grand jury just handed up the indictment on Tuesday. That's today, officials confirmed. The teen accused of fatally stabbing another student at a Frisco track meet earlier this year has been indicted on a murder charge, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis confirmed. Willis said a grand jury handed up the indictment Tuesday against Karmelo Anthony, 17. Police say Anthony killed Austin Metcalf, also 17, on April 2nd at the District 11-5A track meet at David Kuykendall Stadium. Anthony has said he acted in self-defense. In a news release, Willis said the indictment will allow the case to move formally into the court system, adding a trial schedule has not yet been set. We know this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond. That's understandable when something like this happens at a school event. It shakes people to the core. And I think that based on the give, send, go that Karmelo Anthony and his family had, and how there's been like the conflicting information of like them buying a new car and then like renting out a really nice new house, I think if they need to raise more funds for law fees, that would probably be a pretty poignant point to whether that actually was real or not, or if they had done these things prior to setting up a give, send, go. Because I don't think when they did those things, they had gotten the money from the give, send, go. But if you're expecting like a $500,000 payout, you start getting pretty fucking liberal with the things you can do, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if there was any merit to those accusations previously. The justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and with principle, and that's what we're committed to. That's exactly what this case deserves. In a video statement sent to the Dallas Morning News, Anthony's attorney, Mike Howard, called the indictment an expected and routine step in the legal process. Please remember that there are real human beings, kids, on both sides of this case. I would hesitate to call someone who stabbed someone allegedly in cold blood for no reason whatsoever a human being, but you know, that's just me. Age doesn't really matter in that case. We ask that everyone do as the law requires and withhold judgment until all the evidence can be heard in court. He continued, we are confident that when all of the facts are presented and the full story is heard, the jury will reach the right conclusion and justice will be done. Who the fuck is this Howard guy again? Karmelo Anthony's attorney? Yeah, okay, you can fuck right off, brother. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Anthony was waiting out a weather delay under a tent designated for Frisco Memorial High School students, where Metcalf attended school, when Metcalf told him to move. Anthony allegedly reached inside his bag and said, touch me and see what happens, the affidavit said. Metcalf then touched him, to which Anthony replied, punch me and see what happens. I feel like this is also different from what we read that he said previously. According to the report, Metcalf grabbed Anthony and again told him to move when Anthony pulled out a knife, stabbed Metcalf once in the chest, and ran. Anthony later told responding officers at the scene he put his hands on me, I told him not to, while crying hysterically, according to the affidavit. The affidavit said Anthony also asked if Metcalf was going to be okay. Metcalf was pronounced dead at a hospital less than an hour after the stabbing. Yeah, you know, I'd probably cry too if my entire life flashed before my eyes because I just allegedly murdered someone. Anthony has been on house arrest with an ankle monitor since late April when his bond was significantly reduced from $1 million to $250,000, allowing for his release from jail. And I still think this is going to be a huge fucking issue, right? Like, if when we go to trial and we find out that, like, there was no provocation, there was no fight, you know, this was just completely in cold blood, literally no reason for it, people are going to glom on to this fucking bond release once again. And hopefully people call for the judge that granted this to be completely disbarred. Or whatever the fuck you can do to judges, because I think disbarment's for lawyers. I don't know if you can disbar a judge, but whatever it is that gets them fucking removed from the bench. The case, which drew national attention on social media, has caused security concerns for both families. The homes of Metcalf's parents have been swatted repeatedly, while Anthony's family said they had to move for their safety. Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf's father, previously told the Dallas Morning News he feels for the family of the alleged assailant because his life is over. His family will be devastated also. I hate this fucking dumb cunt piece of shit father. Every time this father opens his fucking mouth, I just feel like he's more and more of a fucking cretin. No wonder the brother and the mother want nothing to fucking do with him. Holy shit. No, the guy that allegedly murdered your son, his life isn't over. He still gets to live. Your son's life is over, you weird little freak. Jeff Metcalf described his son to be not only an all-district linebacker for the Memorial football team's MVP, but a member of the National Honor Society with a 4.0 GPA. He dreamed of playing college ball. This was going to be his year, Jeff Metcalf said. And clearly you don't care, because you keep talking about the family that had the son that killed yours instead of your son. Gotta say allegedly until conviction and get wrapped up in defamation suit otherwise. Yeah. One of the first things I wanted to show was there was an immigration detention plan approved in the Florida Everglades to build a detainment center with an alligator pit. And that is probably the most Floridian thing I have ever fucking heard.
In this 37-page immigration enforcement plan, the state of Florida asked the Department of Homeland Security to ease up on
my left ear fucking loves this
saying,
news
quote,
broadcast.
Waiving select requirements would significantly increase the state's capacity to detain individuals. Well, now it seems like Florida has come up with a plan to do just that.
As I call it,
my right ear loves
Alcatraz.
this segment.
30 square miles
What the
in
fuck
the
is
Everglades.
this audio?
That's where Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier says the Department of Homeland Security has approved a plan for a 5,000-bed immigration detention facility. Uthmeier made the announcement Monday on a conservative podcast, saying that Alligator Alcatraz will temporarily utilize the airfield at the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport.
Do you think that since they're building Alligator Alcatraz, that they'll make it a partial tourist destination so that, like, content creators can go to Alligator Alcatraz and film all of the sad illegal immigrants who are getting deported back to their home countries surrounded by alligators? Because, like, I would do that. I would take a field trip.
The AG saying, quote, we'll have some light infrastructure and a lot of heavy-duty tent and trailer facilities. We don't have to build a brick and mortar. We'll detain, deport, and get people out of this country.
People get out, there's not much waiting for them other than alligators and pythons.
Music!
Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
The property is owned by Dade and Collier counties. Governor DeSantis' office sent us this letter of intent to purchase the land for $20 million. The mayor of Miami-Dade County responded in this letter, saying the site should be valued closer to $200 million. She expressed concerns about public safety and the environment. Environmental groups have also been critical of the idea.
Floridians want our public lands, our natural places, our water to be protected, not to be...
This woman looks like a lizard person. I don't know what filters she's using, but I don't trust her.
more impacted.
I asked the Department of Homeland Security about the timeline of getting Alligator Alcatraz up and running in 2 weeks. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement, "We are working at turbo speed on cost-effective and innovative ways to deliver on the American people's mandate for mass deportations of criminal illegal aliens. We will expect facilities and bed space in just days thanks to our partnership with Florida." We're still pushing for answers to a few questions. Will the land be sold? How will the property be paid for? And what policies will be implemented to ensure the safety of workers and migrants? The
Do not feed the alligators after dark.
Attorney General says the facility will house undocumented migrants from Florida and around the country, and, quote, it will be open the first week of July.
I reached out to the Attorney General's office. He sent me a statement saying, quote, "I'm proud to help support President Trump and Secretary Noem in their mission to fix our illegal immigration problem once and for all. Alligator Alcatraz and other Florida facilities will do just that. We in Florida will fight alongside this administration to keep Florida safe, strong, and free." Reporting in West Palm Beach, I'm Michael Hoffman. Back to you.
So I, for one, fucking love Alligator Alcatraz chat. This is really fucking exciting. This is real fucking redneck. I don't know how they came up with this idea, but I am thoroughly fucking impressed, and I cannot wait to see where they go with this. That's the actual name, Alligator Alcatraz, for illegal immigrants. Breaking victory ceasefire between Israel and Iran, Trump announces. Trump said, "Congratulations to everyone. It's been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now." This is supposed to be, I guess, at midnight on the 24th, the ceasefire was supposed to start. When Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-Day War. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, God bless the Middle East, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. And then, there was, I guess he said this as well.
Israel says that Iran violated the peace agreement and the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
True. That's my president. But yeah, I guess that's what you guys were saying earlier, where like, even though there was a ceasefire, they were still like fucking firing at each other. And I guess it's because when you sign a ceasefire, there's like that brief, like, okay, you're gonna start the ceasefire here, and then there's gonna be this like hour-long period, and then you're gonna start the ceasefire. And Israel was like, yeah, we're gonna just drop loads before the ceasefire takes effect. Like, you don't do that. That's really fucking scummy, man. That's incredibly fucking scummy. Did he just say fuck on live TV? He did. He did say fuck on live TV. He is losing his patience with Israel, clearly. Former rapper and socialist New York mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani has pulled ahead of Andrew Cuomo in the city's primary, according to a new poll. Mamdani, 33, has pulled ahead of Cuomo in an Emerson poll, leading him 52 to 48. Mamdani is accused of voicing his love for leaders of a nonprofit convicted of funneling $12 million to Hamas. This is him saying that he loves, in his own words, he loves the Holy Land Five, who are convicted funders of Hamas. It's disgusting and despicable, Cuomo said, reacting to one of his songs. Mamdani used to rap under the name Mr. Cardamom. Be careful, New York City. You don't want to turn into London. I think it's too late for New York City. I think it's too late. I think it's way too late. I just like, I am only partially surprised that this is happening in New York. Because, like, how long did the cis-het white males think that they could hold power in these strongholds where they are advocating for anyone but cis-het white males to hold power over anything? You live in upstate New York with all the rednecks. NYC is so far gone already. It truly is. Hold on, let me turn down my volume. I have everything cranked because that news clip was like real fucking low. There we go. I don't want to blow out your little precious eardrums, chat.
It's a rap. Get the guap, spin the rack on your natty. Spin the rack. Come through, give a dab to your natty. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your natty. Go ahead, make a rap for your natty. It's a rap. Get the guap, spin the rack on your natty. Spin the rack. Come through, give a dab to your natty. If you really feeling good, spin a track for your natty.
So I have no idea what the fuck I just watched, I'm gonna be honest with you, but you know, if this thing can beat Andrew Cuomo in a mayoral candidate poll or whatever the fuck, surely a VTuber politician isn't too crazy, right? There was another video down here. Zohran Mamdani made a rap track praising 5 funders of Hamas. The jihadists cannot win. You think NYC is bad now? Mamdani will raise taxes, institute Sharia law, take over businesses, persecute Jewish people, and force Islam. Vote for Cuomo. Are these really the only 2 people you can vote for? Is it really between Cuomo, a sack of shit, and Mamdani, a terrorist supporter? Is that really the only 2 choices you have? This is why I say get involved in your local fucking politics, chat. Like, if you don't get involved, this is like what you're gonna be left with. And like, I don't know if I should like contact local representatives. Like, once I find a house, right? I don't know if I should contact local representatives before I move or wait until I move, right? Like, what do I do? Do I contact them ahead of time and just be like, hey, I bought a house in your district, but I don't live there yet. I'm a Fox woman and I'm here to help. Like, how do I fucking talk to politicians?
In 2017, Zohran Mamdani released a rap track that praised 5 convicted Hamas funders known as the Holy Land Five. Now he wants to run New York. Mamdani says, look him up. So we did. These 5 men were convicted of funneling over $12 million to Hamas, a U.S. designated terrorist organization responsible for the murder, rape, and kidnapping of civilians, including Americans. Mamdani sent his love to convicted Hamas funders. Let that sink in.
I don't want to answer the door.
Mamdani says, no wall will make it fall. That's an open door for criminals and chaos. Zohran Mamdani stands with convicted terrorist funders and wants open borders. This is New York City, not a sanctuary for terrorists. Zohran Mamdani, unfit, un-American, unthinkable.
True and real. He's like, we took down them towers and now we're taking your entire city. And I guess if he's pulling ahead of Cuomo, it's working. Oh, we have another instance of like, I don't know. This is kind of weird. So Cloud9 is like a gaming organization. And they made an official statement and they said, we are aware of the recent incident involving Joseph Mango Marquez and fully acknowledge the concerns raised by our community and partners. Following an internal evaluation, we have made the decision to release Mango from Cloud9. Regardless of tenure or accomplishments, background music. The behavior demonstrated is entirely unacceptable and directly conflicts with our organization's core values. We maintain a zero-tolerance stance regarding harassment or any other form of inappropriate conduct. Our primary focus remains fostering a respectful, inclusive, and safe environment for everyone associated with Cloud9. We will continue to collaborate closely with our talent, partners, and community to uphold and reinforce these standards. We wish Mango the best in his future endeavors. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck Mango is. What did this guy do? What did he do that was so bad that they have to talk about maintaining a zero-tolerance stance on harassment and inappropriate conduct? What sort of crimes did this Mango man commit against humanity? And someone posted this clip.
See, we're not drunk, guys. Yeah, we're not drunk. But Mango, on the other hand. No. He's humping toes. No.
End the stream. End it.
End the stream, Mango says.
End the stream.
And all things considered, if you get a bunch of content creators together in a house and you get them drunk, like, I don't, like, yeah, that's kind of grody. And I'd be like, hey, brother, can you, like, not do that, please? But I wouldn't want him to get cut from his organization unless he continued doing that after being told to stop, right? Like, that just seems really fucking weird. Mango is part of the fighting game community, which is its own schizo place. There's a creator called Technicals if you want to see how Me Too ruined Smash Brothers. All I know about Smash Brothers is that they get very stinky and they have a problem with, like, touching kids. It just feels like there's so many people who end up molesting kids in the Smash community for some reason. People acting like they don't do this when they're drunk. Yeah, I feel like if this is all that happened, that's crazy for him to be just released from his organization for that. Like, yeah, it's kind of grody, and like the woman in the hat was clearly uncomfortable with it. But that's when you turn to him and say, like, hey, bro, can you not do that? Like, I find that kind of gross. Please stop. You know? And like, especially since they're on stream, it's just so easy to be like, dude, please don't do that. That's it. This is more family friendly than most modern dance moves, as cringe as it is to watch drunk people. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call it like family friendly, because again, it clearly makes her uncomfortable. She doesn't want him to be doing it. If she had told him to stop and then he continued, I would understand. I would understand the whole like organization wanting to cut ties, but like, as far as I know, there wasn't a bro stop and then a continuation. It was like just this one a situation. Smash community has banned people for far less than this. That seems kind of weird. That seems kind of... It's just a room full of degenerates. I don't know who this guy was. Kind of wished it would have stayed that way. Honestly, this is not terminate immediately material. Mango is known for being provocative as fuck. The man getting pissed and being obnoxious is what you'd expect. He wasn't even pissed. He was just drunk. He was just drunk. What do they mean by this? Probably a Brit. They use pissed as a synonym for pissed drunk. Oh, okay, I see. It's a whole rabbit hole. Gonna need a stream for. There's a whole rabbit hole of just this Mango guy? There's no way. Was drinking in Ludwig's Drinking Mario Racing streaming event with other content creators, got tipsy and drunk, and was doing humping motions on several other content creator streams. Notably Cinna, Maya Higa, Extra Emily, and you believe Pokimane. Made them uncomfortable. Oh, is there more than one humping clip? Why did none of them tell him to, like, fuck off and stop? Instead of having to be told, no, just don't do the cringe thing. I'm sure you've never done anything cringe that has bothered someone in your entire life. You're correct.
That, and, you know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events.
Which is probably a good idea. If he did this to multiple people and made them uncomfortable, probably a good idea to not invite him to any more drinking parties.
'Cause like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like, the whole point of an event is like, it's a fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I see a lot of dialogue on like broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't speak for the Melee community. I'm not like championing any other action. I'm.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly fair to just be like, hey, bro, you made a whole bunch of people uncomfortable. You did the stuff they didn't want you to do. We can't be inviting you to more events. You know, I maybe give them the caveat of like, if you get fucking sober, bro, if you don't drink alcohol, maybe you can get invited back in the future. But as it stands, like, your behavior while you're drunk is just unacceptable to have at these parties. I don't think his organization should have dropped him. I think that's kind of fucking weird. I feel like Lud would have been better takes if he didn't live in Cali. So they didn't know his behavior before inviting? I mean, I don't know. I don't know these people. Disappointed in Stans and Ludwig. Like, those are my streamers. Fuck, man. Hope the victims are okay. Victims? Stop infantilizing women. They can fucking say stop 100%. Please do not infantilize women. Please do not do that. But it's just like, I don't like... If he's making humping motions, yes, it's grody, yes, it's gross, he shouldn't do them. The women should tell him, stop, don't do that, you're obnoxious and a freak. But, like, calling them victims, I think, is a bit of a fucking stretch for air humping. This says, it's regarding the Berio card event that Ludwig held. Mango was going around humping female streamers who were clearly uncomfortable, and Stans laughed about it, saying that he'd seen Mango worse.
You're gonna give me a full shot? That's fine.
Is it like good? Like we have something or no?
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay. Mango, what are you doing?
See?
Dude, Mango is shit.
You have any Jaeger bomb, right?
See, that is like a correct like, what the fuck are you doing? Get away from me, you fucking weirdo. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, correct reaction. He did something uncomfortable around people, but the people didn't tell him to stop. It's like, again, I think the correct reaction, Ludwig is correct, like, be like, hey, bro, we can't invite you to these events anymore. Like, you when you get drunk, you do this shit, you make people uncomfortable, we can't have you here. I just don't think his organization should have dropped him. I feel like that's a bit much. Because it's just, I don't know, man. The dude's a weirdo. Tell him to stop and don't invite again. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
No.
What's my birthday?
April.
No, it's March.
See? She gave him the, like, dude, what the fuck? And he keeps going. He keeps, like, that's... She told you to fuck off, bro. Why you coming back?
Yeah. You gotta have a Jaeger.
What is he doing?
He's just humping shit.
Nigga?
You're having one.
Huh?
Jaeger bomb?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Jaeger bomb.
Not. What is, bro, Mango?
Honestly, if I had told this guy to fuck off and he kept coming back and doing this, I would have gone to, like, whoever was throwing this party, so Ludwig. I would have found Ludwig and been like, hey, bro, I told this guy to, like, stop fucking air humping me, like, 3 times. Told him to fuck off. He's still coming back and doing it. I don't know if I'm the only one he's doing it to. This guy might need to just get kicked out of the fucking party, right? Like, it's like, fuck, man.
Mango, give Mango water. Look at this motherfucker.
I gave him the beer. Yeah, let him know, bro. Let him know.
Is a dick punch from a woman justified in this? I mean, I wouldn't want to get physical with someone, right? And, like, maybe he would like that, which would be worse. So, like, I'm not gonna physically fucking assault someone, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, I told this bro to fuck off. I'm asking him what the fuck he's doing, and he keeps doing it. Maybe he's doing it to other people. Get him the fuck out. Get him the fuck out. Like, having someone around like that is gonna just be a complete fucking buzzkill for everyone.
Dude,
can we zoom in on that?
Stan is the worst person.
No! I've seen Mango 10 times drunk like this. That's right. That is true. Yeah, he hasn't That is yet. Very true.
This isn't Pete.
No. This is like stage 2. Honestly, this is sober. He's not fighting anyone.
He's trying to fight me.
Can we zoom in on that? He's being told to stop and urged to keep going. Yeah, like the person on Twitter said, like, someone in here stands, I don't know who the fuck that is, laughed about it, saying he'd seen Mango worse. So, like, that guy is egging him on to continue, which, like, I don't know if that guy's gotten uninvited, but that's a little weird if you're egging on a guy who is clearly making someone uncomfortable, who has told him to stop doing what he's doing multiple times, and he has not stopped and he kept going. Why would you egg on that behavior? I would not trust that person. These are grown-up teenagers stopped in time. People can do cringe shit when they're drunk, but, like, again, I don't think being drunk is, like, an excuse for the bad behavior. You know? As it's like, he made people uncomfortable. This one in particular, this woman, she told him to stop. He did not, multiple times. And he got egged on by someone else. If I was in her position, I would have gone and I found the, like, person who threw the party and been like, hey, this guy should probably be told to leave. You know? Disgusting man who sneaked into a stable and had sex with a Shetland pony before fleeing on CCTV with no trousers avoids prison. Well, how did he manage to avoid prison? What the fuck? A disgusting pervert who sneaked into a stable and had sex with a Shetland pony has avoided jail. A Damien Ogier, 43, was captured on CCTV making a beeline towards the equine stables before emerging some 10 minutes later without any trousers on. A court heard the man had arrived at the outdoor building armed with a dog lead, which he used to restrain the mare, named Cassiopeia. Oh, he was a league player. That makes sense. Pony owner Christine Woolley said she believes O'Greer had scoped out the area in advance of carrying out the degrading assault. The homeowner told the court the incident has left her feeling exhausted, angry, and frustrated. Ogier has now been handed a community order by a judge who said any right-thinking member of the public would be disgusted by his actions. Judges in court are used to most things, but sometimes certain crimes stop even a hardened judge in their tracks. This is one of those offenses, recorder Gordon Bebb said. Thank you, Mr. Bebb. Winchester Crown Court in Hampshire heard the incident took place on January 24th, last year at a home in Trowbridge, Wiltshire. Oh, so I see migrants are not satisfied with raping the native population. They also have to go after the horseback. I see. Unfortunate. Where is the Queen's Guard gonna get their horses now? Tom Wright, prosecuting, said CCTV showed the defendant making a beeline for a pony stable at an address in Trowbridge, a residential address with an equestrian facility. It was the property of Christine Woolley. Mr. Wright said that the animal owner received an alert from her CCTV camera at around 6:30 p.m. Man, that's actually real fucking smart that you get fucking alerts from your CCTV cameras. I need to figure out how to set that shit up. The footage showed O'Greer enter the stable and reappear 10 minutes later, the court heard. When he reemerged, the sexual deviant wasn't wearing trousers, and the prosecutor said this gave Mrs. Woolley grave concerns over what may have happened to her livestock. It was heard that O'Greer's face could clearly be made out in the CCTV footage, and he was arrested by police later on in the year. Mr. Wright said DNA taken from the Shetland pony connected O'Greer with the offense. His address was searched, and police found a baseball cap and a dog lead. That's a really cute pony. But why would you fuck it? Do not fuck the pony. It's so cute and fluffy, chat. It doesn't look real. It looks like a fucking My Little Pony, brother. The prosecutor said it has been found discarded at the address. The lead had evidently been used to restrain the animal, no doubt, at the time in question. The court heard there had been concerns when O'Greer had assaulted other animals in the area, as one local reported finding a dog lead on top of his cow. This guy's a fucking zoophile, brother. Lock him the fuck up. Mrs. Woolley spoke of the impact the incident has had on her. She said, "I'm exhausted from this incident. Since the day I knew it happened, I've been unable to sleep until around 3 a.m. I've been feeling very angry and frustrated, and my horses are almost a part of me. To have one assaulted in such a degrading manner has completely ruined my trust in society." She continued, "This sort of behavior is completely unacceptable. I also have no doubt that these acts are not only intentional, but planned out. Damien clearly scoped out the area in which he wanted to target." Mrs. Woolley urged the judge to consider handing O'Greer a custodial sentence. Holly Fagan, defending, said there is little to say to mitigate the offense other than the fact that there was no injury caused to the pony. Well, I mean, I guess what the fuck else are you supposed to say as the defense attorney, you know? "There doesn't seem much point in trying to rationalize something like this," she said. "He was going through a period of acute loneliness and isolation. He's expressed a great deal of remorse." It was a sexual emergency, chat! A sexual emergency! You just don't understand! Miss Fagan said he felt a deep sense of regret over the events which took place and wanted to apologize to Mrs. Woolley. Clearly, it's a beloved animal that's been violated, and he's very apologetic for all the distress caused. O'Greer pleaded guilty to 1 count of sexual penetration of a living animal. Recorder Gordon Bebb handed O'Greer an 18-month community order with 30 days of rehabilitation activity requirements. The judge said, "I know that any right-thinking member of the public would be completely disgusted by what you did." And I would agree, that is completely fucking disgusting. Recorder Bebb also ordered O'Greer to pay £299 in costs and handed him a restraining order, meaning he must not contact Mrs. Woolley or attend her address. "You have to stay well away from that area, do you understand? That will remain in place until further order." Yet they didn't lock him up. I know, that's crazy. So nice to see some of the foreigners trying out Welsh culture. They're trying to integrate the wrong way. Furious Oregon schools hold Drag Day, where kids are told to turn up as their favorite pride hero. Students at Oregon Middle School were encouraged to dress up as drag queens and their queer hero in celebration of Pride Month. Children attending the Arts and Technology Academy in Eugene were told they could dress up for the 4-day celebration. In a memo obtained by Fox News Digital, students were told on Monday to wear as many colors as they could for what was described as Rainbow Out Day. That was followed up with a reminder to wear all black in remembrance of lost members of the LGBTQIA+ community. On Wednesday, students and faculty celebrated Drag Day, with pupils told to dress like a drag queen, king, monarch, or dress up as a different gender. Thursday was picked as Queer Hero Day, where students were asked to dress as their favorite queer hero. The week was rounded off with Pride Flag Friday, which students asked to dress up as the pride flag of your choice. A representative for the Eugene School District 4J told Daily Mail that participation was entirely optional and voluntary. The state is touching you, I'm sorry. A parent reached out to Fox saying that the school principal, Tom Maloney, he's full of baloney, sent out the itinerary on Monday 15 minutes before school ended. Oh, he knew what he was doing. The notice from Maloney also said that the activities for the week could coincide with learning in classrooms about the history of the LGBTQ+ civil rights movement. The real history or the revisionist history that we learned about being pushed on stream a couple of weeks ago? Fox reported that the parent was surprised to hear about the activities after the school week had already started. State law indicates that schools are required to notify parents and guardians ahead of any sort of teachings on human sexuality. A spokesperson for the district acknowledged the memo and said that most of the lessons and activities were not considered instructions on human sexuality. What? They did say that both the school district and the school recognized that communication about the week should have been issued earlier than Monday. In a statement from the district, they said they would work more closely with schools around notice for thematic and spirit weeks. What? They also said it was their expectation that schools should communicate with families about special event weeks and comply with state law. The district also said the activities and lessons aligned with the State Department of Education's LGBTQ2SIA+ Student Success Plan. LGBTQ2SIA+ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, non-binary, queer, questioning, two-spirit, intersex, and asexual. That said, we remain deeply committed to fostering inclusive, safe learning spaces and doing so in partnership with families. Man, reading off the acronym soup here reminds me that when I was told that I made people at Offkai feel unsafe, one of the tweets that I was sent was literally me explaining what the acronym stood for to somebody, because Canada has a different acronym than we use in the United States typically. And so someone was like, what the fuck is this acronym? And I was like, oh, this acronym is what they use in Canada and it stands for this, as opposed to the acronym this we use in the United States, which stands for this. And that was apparently me explaining that. It's highly dangerous. Spicy. That means ensuring our communication is clear, our curriculum is aligned, and our students feel like they belong. The district is one of several taking a stand against President Donald Trump's attempts to stamp out gender ideology and DEI inside schools. Wow, I am shocked. Since taking office, Trump has signed a slew of executive orders tied to gender identity. On his first day in office, he signed an executive order announcing the federal government would only recognize two unchangeable sexes, male and female. 2 days after that, the school district adopted a resolution which affirmed gender identity, expression, and equity for trans and gender expansive students and staff. The resolution said that they would stand in support of LGBTQ2SIA+ people and rejected any attempt to diminish, politicize, or marginalize these identities. And couldn't Trump take away the school's funding, or do you get that wrong? If they receive federal funding, sure. But the school is basically just complying with exactly what we've been reading in the, bridge newsletters, telling schools that they don't have to comply with this.